Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode 21, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest in gaming topics from the previous week. We record on Saturdays or Sundays, like you can see today, and release on Mondays on platforms like Google, Apple, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. And with us today, we've got Juggernipps. He's our special guest. Thank you so much for joining us today. Nips, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do. I know you stream as well. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, sure. My content is mostly like FGC related because it's where I spend a lot of my time and a lot of my efforts. But I play whatever Capcom game is, whatever I'm just playing at the time. I'll most likely stream it. I don't stream anywhere near as often as like Flexiss or you, but I pop on every now and then, and whenever I just feel like sharing the experience with you guys. But I'll play, like lately I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter. I know the Tekken patch just came out, so usually I'll host like fighting game lobbies and throw those up. I know that Borderlands has been really hot and happening right now. I'm most likely going to be streaming that. Like I'm probably going to be really busy with the streaming schedule because the next few months leading up to March and April of next year are going to be so packed with things that I want to play, and I'm definitely going to be sharing them with you guys. So thanks for having me on the stream. Absolutely. And if you guys want to see some mediocre gaming content, feel free to stop by my stream.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nips. Thank you so much for being here. We're excited to get into it with you. And as always, the girl, Flexiss, flexing on people. What has been going on? How have you been, my friend? Ooh.
I've been good. I've been really good. Very busy, lots going on with the streaming community, with fighting games and so on and so forth. So I'm pretty excited because the new Tekken patch just came out for season 3. So I've definitely been spending a lot of time doing that, and I'll actually be hosting a lobby later today for that. But yeah, just been busy with the streaming, busy with computing, living the good life.
Absolutely. Yeah, I went in to your stream the other day, and you had thrown up a poll on Twitter, and I talked to you a little bit about this before.
Oh, no.
Straight up, the community voted for something. She said, "Nah, we're gonna go ahead and play Minecraft."
I'm on that Minecraft craze. Everybody is now. Everybody's playing Minecraft or streaming it.
This was so crazy, right? Everybody's been playing Minecraft like under the radar, and now because of the power of Twitch, like it's coming back in the public eye. But Minecraft has apparently maintained like 10 million players since its release.
Well, and it's crazy.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of, not only that, but you've got a lot of younger kids that play. My daughter got on that Minecraft grind. So I had never really played it beforehand. So I've been I've been playing it a little bit here and there with her. She's really digging. I mean, she's sitting there telling me I got to practice so I can get better, Daddy. I'm just like, gosh, I was like, I love you, little kid. You me.
That's so sweet. You're me.
That's me.
It's like a little me.
Yeah. Well, and then Nimbus talked about that GTX, that upgrade that they have, so I still haven't seen that in action.
That looks insane.
I was just like, that's a whole new game. That is a whole
new
new
ray
game.
tracing. Oh
yes.
That's gonna burn my computer up right now. It's gonna like be a sauna in my room, but it's worth it because beautiful lighting.
Yeah.
Those were the mods like back when Minecraft came out, and you would see all like the crazy lighter and shading mods, like, and you want to install that on like your computer lab computer. But now it's like, this is the future. It always gets better. Minecraft is the place to be if you want it to be like quality technology.
Right, I agree. And myself, I've just been on that, so we were playing, so I got through, I'm still at Act 3 of Gears 4, so I need to finish that. Move over to Gears 5. However, on Thursday, I think it was Thursday or Friday, Borderlands 3, that dropped. So I've been playing it, and like again, we just finished Borderlands 2 here a few weeks ago, so it's still pretty fresh with us. Dude, I am
put your life on pause.
I am a game whore, dude. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a loot salute. Thank you, Immergerd. So absolutely. So we've been on that grind, like literally, and it felt good. Like it's been a little bit since I've had a weekend where I just haven't really done anything. So yesterday, I literally just, and the girlfriend was great. They were out doing things, and they just let me play video games all day long, and it was amazing, and I needed it.
Oh, that's so
nice. That's why I have so much time, dude. Like I was literally, that's all I did. My back and my butt are hurting. Like, straight up, dude.
when Monster Hunter Iceborne, the expansion for Monster Hunter World came out, Flexiss was just like, all right, I'm probably not going to hear from you for like at least 24 hours. So I'll let you go. And I was just like, thank you. And I went, like a solid almost 24 hours. It was crazy.
Well, and it's great too, especially, being in relationships and stuff like that, where you can, you have a partner that understands that and, is not going to be tripping on that. Cause that has been like in past relationships, video games has been a very, very sore subject at times. So, you know what I mean? To have somebody that's supportive of that also games or whatever, is huge. It's definitely huge. Or someone, because again, I have to have a schedule. That's why I only stream like 3 days a week. I got to get family time in. I need to have time to be able to work on things behind the scenes. There's freelance gigs and stuff like that I'm doing. So it's like, I try to be as consistent as possible, but it's like, I'm not going to go overboard. I'm not going to burn myself out or anything. Here's what I can do right now, and just try to make the most of that time.
Yeah. That's good that you like keep to a specific time that you need to play the games and play the games that you want to play. And I mean, it's like you're covering all the grounds too. You got through Borderlands, you're getting this far through Gears. And I know that those are like recent playthroughs. So you may call yourself a game whore, but you're still dedicated to all of them.
Right. You right
in your own way, and I know that like
maybe polyamorous is a better term.
yeah. They all understand. They all know you come back.
Exactly.
But like I already know, like Flexiss is going to be the same way too when like Cyberpunk comes out.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
For at least a month.
I found out Keanu Reeves is not a romance option in that game.
What's even the point?
Exactly.
What's even the point of playing?
Mm-hmm.
That's like everyone's dream come true right now.
Right.
It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into the topics, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Since you're a special guest, Nips, please, why don't you kick it off? Why don't you start us off here?
Oof. All right. Well, seeing as how I'm in the hot seat, I know that all of you listeners and all of you watchers, or at least most of you, understand that Tokyo Game Show was going on all last week and this weekend, and they had a lot to announce. They had a lot to announce with Death Stranding. They had a lot to announce with Final Fantasy VII's remake. We saw a couple of bit of smaller releases and trailers like Guilty Gear and Yakuza. It's Yakuza 7, but I know that they have like a little subtitle for it. But there's been a lot of reveals going on for Tokyo Game Show, and I kind of want to just do a little recap what you guys are most excited for, what I'm most excited for, and it's going to be very, very apparent in just a few minutes what I'm very, very excited for. But one thing I want to touch on first is like I don't know if you guys have been excited for Death Stranding. If you guys don't know, anybody who's listening don't know what Death Stranding is. Death Stranding is the new project spearheaded by Hideo Kojima after his wonderfully successful Metal Gear Solid series now finished. He is working on his own project with his own studio and his own cast. He's got Norman Reedus casted. He's got Guillermo del Toro, Mads Mikkelsen, Margaret Qualley. He has like so many people, so many celebrities cast into this game. And for the longest time, ever since he revealed it a few years ago, we would always see a new trailer and just be like, I now have more questions than before. It's like everything that we see about it, you know less and less and less about what's going on. And I think that with Tokyo Game Show, what he revealed like over an hour, well into an hour, a couple hours of gameplay footage and narrative and story. And we kind of understand a lot more of what's going on right now. And I kind of wanted to talk about that just a little bit first before I ask you guys, like, what are you most personally interested? Have you heard anything about Death Stranding leading up to Tokyo Game Show, Smitty?
Here's the deal, dude. This has been a game that I have been waiting on since Kojima. Okay, you have to understand this. I know this is
right.
We're gonna get to know each other here a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Kojima and the Metal Gear franchise is probably my favorite franchise. So I am absolutely I'm a huge Kojima fan.
Awesome.
When they said when this was all coming together, dude, and I didn't even need to know what it was about. From that first trailer, I said, take my wallet, have my credit cards. You do what you need to do with those, because I'm all in. I don't need to know, dude, because I already know Kojima is going to bring that heat. He's going to bring that fire. It's going to again, this is part of the reason why story games are so amazing. It's because you know, and if you do them right, you get these characters that you absolutely connect with. I think The Last of Us did really well with that, where you really connect with these characters. It's almost like reading a really good book, and then you get to that end, and it's just like it's almost like you lost a friend. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
What do I do with my life now? You know, like. I think this is gonna be like that. The story's gonna be compelling. The gameplay looks like it's gonna be fun. The visuals look gorgeous. This is a game that I am seriously contemplating doing a 24-hour stream when this comes out.
You know what the best part is? It comes out in less than 2 months.
Whee!
I still can't believe that. November 6th, I want to say. It's right around the corner.
Yes.
And dude, leading up to the Tokyo Game Show, I with every trailer, I was less and less convinced that this was actually a video game. I was like, I'll bet that it's like one giant like tech project or a film thing, or like he's just gonna do like Kojima's just gonna troll us for years, just like releasing these little trailers, like these quote unquote gameplay bits. But really, there's no game. It's just like this project that he's working on. That it's all just a cinematic masterpiece. I wouldn't put it past Kojima, but thankfully it's real. It's a game, and we're all excited to play it. Flexiss, are you excited to play it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just based off of the handful of trailers that I've watched, the game looks extremely compelling. The story seems really rich and diverse as far as the themes that it plays with. And I mean, look right there in that scene. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, you'd want to play the game alone for how I don't want to say diverse, but how detailed the world around you is. I mean, there's different weather patterns, there's different sceneries, there's clearly drastically different areas to explore. So I'm super stoked for it. It looks very promising.
Yeah, it with every new thing that gets shown off, like we're super excited about like the new tech, you know, all the cool little niche things that you can do. One thing that I'm actually concerned about, that I know a lot of people in the gaming industry, or a lot of people who play games, like they showed this concern with like previous Metal Gear titles. They definitely showed it and made it very vocal with Red Dead Redemption 2, is it looks like it's going to be a very slow-paced game. It looks like you're going to take a lot of your time just walking, just like experiencing the world, like taking care of your health and your gear and your equipment and things like that. And you're going to be going through a lot of animations, and it's going to be very, very realistically and immersively paced. And I know that after a certain point, a lot of people not necessarily get impatient, but some people are just like, I just want to play the game. I just want to get through this, you know? But for me personally, I love when that happens. I love when, you know, I can just like calmly take in the world and watch my character, or watch the character that I'm playing, like do, you know, whatever he's doing. You know,
Right.
I love being immersed in a game like that. So I hope that when it does come out, people are, I already understand people are going to be initially blown away by it. It's obvious, but I hope that people get through that immersive hurdle, and, you know, they'd still appreciate the game well into its life cycle.
Yeah, I have no problem with a slow game like that. Like, give it to me, you know what I mean? And however, I'm just excited to experience it. And I think people that take games like that and take stories and stuff like that, and you're just there to take in what you're given, without any kind of preconceived notions. I'm just there for the experience. And I think, you know, Kojima has done a fantastic job of giving you an experience with each title, and everything basically he touches has that uniqueness, and that's why, you know, I think this is going to be amazing.
Yeah. Oh, Smitty,
Absolutely.
give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, no worries.
Delivery drivers in Chicago are so fast. Or no, the opposite. They're so slow. I ordered this well before the podcast, and they just now got here. So everybody, I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
Nah,
no
worries. Because I saw that. I mean, he was also talking about. So we know that we have Iceborne. Iceborne is also out over on. It's. I think it came out for. I know definitely for like PlayStation. Did it come out for everything? Do you know, Flex?
No, just PlayStation. PC release isn't until January, which I'm really disappointed about. And you would think it'd be the other way around, where Iceborne would be more released on PC before PlayStation or console necessarily. But yeah, no, PlayStation gets the long end of the stick per se, and it looks really good. It's basically a whole nother game as a DLC. So
yeah, this is definitely one that I am going to, because again, I was playing this Monster Hunter World is my first time ever playing a Monster Hunter game. So this is the very first experience for me. Playing it, I enjoyed a lot. I didn't get very far though. This is again like, and I have some of these games like ESO was very much the same way for me. Like when I didn't have friends to play with, it was hard for me to get on by myself and do the grind. You know,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm still like, I was only like level 15, and my understanding is like you want to be at least like level 50 to be able to enjoy this. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to do my leveling, or I'm going to try to, because again, I got a lot of games that are going on as well, you know. So this says available October 10th. What is that? Is that?
I think that's the month. Wait.
Oh, I think that might be a particular. Yo, welcome back.
Yeah,
yeah, I think that's like a particular monster that's going to be coming out for the DLC.
Okay. That's correct, yeah. So that Rajang is going to be the first DLC monster that's going to drop. You know, Monster Hunter kind of does this thing where like they'll periodically release content over the course of, you know, a year or so. So Rajang is going to be the first new monster in the batch of DLC. So to kind of like stagger that content, and it looks scary. It looks pretty cool. It's a returning monster from an old Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter World is my first one, so I don't really know much about the whole series, but I know that I'm having a blast with this one, and it's like really skyrocketed to my top 10 favorite games of all time. But Smitty, are you interested in playing Monster Hunter at any point?
No, so I have it for PlayStation. So
cool.
So I haven't, I mean, again, I was just talking about how, you know, it's been like, I'm only like level 15. So like I was grinding it hard for a while, and then like it kind of died off. I moved on to other games and whatnot. But this looks sick, and I know like CFG, Davis them, and a lot of people in their community, they play this. They have Monster Hunter World Monday nights. They get together. Gosh dang it, who is it? I can't think of the names. But yeah, it's multiple people within that community that they're streaming and playing this game. It's a lot of fun though. Their events are fun. The challenge of it is a lot of fun. So like you, this is my first time playing a Monster Hunter, so this is my first exposure to this game. And I remember a buddy of mine told me, he's like, look, the game's not for everybody. It is, you know what I mean? It's all about the gear that you get and the different combinations that you can make and all the cool little, you know what I mean? Like all the things. And like, it's like, once I got into it, I was like, oh yeah, I see it. I just stopped grinding on it. But these are great games. And I mean, that like, my understanding is that expansion is like a true, what you would expect as a true expansion. You know what I mean? It's like having a whole new game. So yeah, absolutely, dude. That to me, I could justify throwing down the ducats to get, but. Right now,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, I'm gonna stay away from it though. I've got enough on my plate, and I'm not even high enough level to take advantage of that. So I'm gonna grind it where I can. But definitely check that out.
Yeah, I know that Flexiss, you've been enjoying a lot of Monster Hunter while you do get the chances to play it, but unfortunately, I know that you're on PC, so you're not able to experience Iceborne quite yet. So,
yeah, I was telling Smitty, it doesn't come out until January on PC, so it is out already on the PlayStation. So.
Right. I'm glad that they're announcing. Even Capcom got in to squeeze something, a little announcement at Tokyo Game Show. But the next big announcement that I wanted to touch up on, which is the thing that I'm looking most forward towards, or looking most forward to, is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeehaw, man. Actually, hold on really quick. Actually, before I delve into that, I know that you guys on the last episode, or I think it was an episode before the last one, you guys were talking about the Project Resistance tease and how excited you were for that. And how do you feel now that it is exactly what you guys were anticipating?
I'll let you feel that, because again, I'm not. Because I'm not very much into. I've played a couple of them, but I've never even finished like a Resident Evil. That was more. I know Davis is definitely big on it.
Well, okay. So you not even really being that big of a Resident Evil fan, how does it feel to know that you actually get like a multiplayer, like 4v1 survival, time attack, competitive type of Resident Evil game? Or just like, does that look like something that you're definitely going to pick up?
I think that would be something I would be interested in trying out, like a demo or something for. I did not know this. This is news to me right now.
Okay.
Yeah, as you're telling, like literally, you can't see my face blowing off, but it is because that sounds like more like something that I would be interested in. As opposed to, because again, I'm a big chicken. That's what it basically boiled down to. Is I am terrible, and I'm not a big fan of, like, I love watching horror movies and stuff like that, but I don't like playing horror games. Again, I play video games to basically chill out and stuff, not have a heart attack and have my face explode off and all that stuff. So.
Well, I know that you play Dead by Daylight every now and then. I know that you can have some fun with Dead by Daylight with your friends. Yeah. Because you get to play with your friends. So Resident Evil or Project Resistance is essentially like it's the same format. It's 4 of you versus 1 of the mastermind. So the mastermind basically so imagine how Dead by Daylight is set in like arena, right? Project Resistance's point is the 4 players have to get from point A to point B, and with all the obstacles that the mastermind places in front of them. So, and it's like you keep going until you win or until the mastermind wins, essentially. So I'm definitely looking forward to it on a lot of different ways because, I'm really interested to see all the types of survivors, to see what different abilities that they have and all the ways that they work together. I'm definitely excited to be dropping traps and playing as the big tyrant zombie things as the mastermind. I'm really stoked for that. But, Flexiss, I know you play a lot of Dead by Daylight too, and I know that you really like the Resident Evil 2. So how are you looking forward to Project Resistance?
Actually, I'm kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum. I as much as I love Dead by Daylight and as much as I enjoy like horror games and stuff like that, if I'm gonna have like a multiplayer game in a Resident Evil setting, I'd rather it be more story focused than PvP focused. So finding out the news, as exciting as it is to team up with your friends and stuff like that, it kind of, I guess, it loses my interest because of that. Because I love the story and I love the atmosphere and I love the whole concept behind Resident Evil. And I feel like having that sort of PvP aspect really takes away from that.
Yeah, I know to know that there's not going to be some story elements in that game, like you're not going to unlock little tidbits about each character and about like the different, if there's different types of masterminds. I understand what you're saying though. Like you want to be able to explore the police station with your friend and solve puzzles. Like I was definitely hoping for something like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm a big Capcom shill. One thing that everybody's going to understand about me, if you don't already, is like 3 of my top 5 games of all time are Capcom games, and I will play like every game that they come out with. I'm a huge fan of the entire company. So when I saw this, not only did it immediately look appealing just because it was a Resident Evil title, but like the fact that they even brushed up something new, it looked like a huge blast for me to play personally. So I hope that's something that the 3 of us can jump in on at a certain point in time. Hopefully, Alexis, like maybe somebody will gift it to you or something. You'll want to give it a try just for the stream. Maybe, hey, who knows? Maybe you'll put up a poll of like, hey, which new game should I try out? And everybody,
Minecraft.
And everybody votes like Minecraft, but then you feel like playing this anyway, So hopefully it's something that's really interesting.
Smitty, do you have anything to add?
No, I'm just being able to see some of the gameplay. This totally looks cool. Like, this absolutely is something that I would play, especially with friends, too. Like, this would be dope. I think it's cool, too, that they're, they recognize, like, look, we don't want to keep giving you guys the same thing as well. We're going to experiment a little bit, see what we can do in these other kind of genres of games, but still within the context of that world and that universe. I think it's worth a try. I enjoy these games, which I never thought I would enjoy games like these, but once I started playing them, like, I totally got addicted to him. I was like, yeah, this is fun, and kind of, you know, my adrenaline gets all pumped up, and I'm kind of freaking out, but I got my friends here too, you know, like.
Yeah, that's how I have to play horror games too, man. I gotta like pump up the adrenaline. I gotta psych myself up and be like, what is this, man? This is a zombie? I don't give a damn. I'll just go in. And I'm horrified on the inside, but it's like, I'm with my friends. This is fun. This is cool, and I'm scared.
Right. You see swag.
I was gonna say we were mentioning Capcom, and that might be a good segue into my topic.
Yeah.
So my topic, I want to start with a quote from Red Bull. For sports, the pinnacle of athletic competition is the Olympic Games. Over a century old in its current form, the Summer Olympic Games feature more than 200 nations competing in dozens of different disciplines, from a 100-meter sprint to competitive shooting. The International Olympic Committee and worldwide sponsor Intel have teamed up to announce the Intel World Open, an esports competition that will take place in the run-up to the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, Japan. The Intel World Open will include 2 games with $250K prize pools for Street Fighter V and for Rocket League. This will begin with online qualifiers nationally, where esports players are selected to then compete in a live qualifier event held in Katowice, Poland, to determine which of the 12 teams will travel to Tokyo to play at the World Open tournament. And now, according to Intel News Fact Sheet, the tournament structure is as follows. Your national qualifiers, where the 12 countries are pre-selected to form national teams. From there, this begins in March, and they'll determine each country's 4 best players who will come together and form the national team of that country. Then from there, they go up into the regional qualifiers, where, national team countries can participate through the regional qualifier process that will take place between March and May. This in turn will knock it down to 8 teams, which advance to the semifinals in Poland through the regional qualifier process. Then from there, you have the live qualifier in Katowice, Poland, and this is where the final 7 teams will be determined and will join the Tokyo final event. So Intel chose Street Fighter V as one of its main events for the Olympic stage because of the franchise's clear, rich history in Japan, which in turn sparked the popularization of the genre in the first place. This is very much modeled after the actual Olympics, where there are qualifiers across the world in the year prior, and a few talented individuals are selected to represent their country and compete at essentially what is esports Olympic. So it's really exciting because for the first time we're seeing representation of esports in a very Olympic style worldwide. Now, it's not actually at the Olympics, which some were said to believe, or led to believe. It is at a pre-Olympic event, from my understanding. But it's really exciting because, as I said, this is the first time we're seeing esports being represented on such a large scale, and the exposure that the Olympics is going to bring to this game is it's really exciting. And it's really exciting too because I feel like it's entering a new era of esports where we're seeing it being taken not just as a video game but as an actual competitive sport that's held to the same standard as, you know, competitive other competitions, like, again, 100-meter sprints or competitive shooting and so on and so forth. So
that's true. So I know that I remember going in, I was like really, really curious as to why they picked Street Fighter, but it made sense because it's in Tokyo, and Street Fighter has been like super significant of the you know, as a series and a part of the culture for so very, very long. Because Rocket League as a spectator sport makes a lot of sense. The car hits the ball into the goal. It's like it already has the predetermined things of a sport that people of a general audience understands. And they're like, all right, I can watch this. Like, you know, they won't obviously understand the technical skill that goes into that, but, you know, and then a Street Fighter, it's like a fighting game is very, you know, it's very straightforward. Like, guy has to beat the other guy. But I was really interested that they picked Street Fighter over the other. And what does also make me very happy is that we're getting esports into the public eye like this, you know, like with it being on an Olympic, not particularly on an Olympic stage, but something that is partnered with the Olympics. It's going to get that, bump in viewership and exposure and help with, getting that production quality. Like, I'm really excited for Street Fighter, especially as a game, and for Capcom as a company. And I mean, Rocket League is already swimming in dollars, so I'm not really concerned about them. But for Capcom to kind of get some of that publicity swimming their way, like, I'm really, really excited for them. I hope that, this really bumps their ventures in esports, and that it grows as an industry. What do you think, Smitty?
Yeah, this is huge. The fact that it's even partnering up with the Olympics, even though it's not there, I think this is, again, something that just kind of a precursor to what is going to be the inevitable. It will be in the Olympics. People are recognizing gaming and esports as a legitimate sport, and you're starting to see it on a bigger stage. Again, I feel like Las Vegas is very much trying to embrace this. They're trying to get ahead of the curve as far as we've got esports arenas popping up left and right on the strip.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It is bringing in more international travel. The numbers are there. Again, I'm from traditional broadcast. I came from broadcast news, so I very much within that role saw that people are moving away from traditional broadcast, and people's eyeballs are on their phones, on their tablets. Everyone knows how to do them. The kids know how to do them as children. You know what I mean? Like, that is where the future is. Traditional broadcast is going to be slow to it, but you're seeing these other companies. And anytime like the casinos and those big money people are investing money into these kinds of things, they're way ahead of what we're thinking on our muggle level. You know what I mean? They got people on top of people on top of people that's all they do is look at the economics of it, look at the popularity. So the forecast is already there that it is going to be a staple. So the fact that they're getting these kinds of partnerships, the fact that even a ninja was on, Sports Illustrated and is getting paid, millions of dollars to go stream on a platform, man. I want that to be me, son. That's awesome. That's fantastic for everybody that's doing this, and for people that like becoming a content creator you can do in your own home. 2 years ago, I didn't have any of this stuff. I was a guy sitting on the edge of my bed hitting go live on my PlayStation, and you know what I mean? Like now I basically got like a mini studio in one of my bedrooms. Like it is there. I've believed in it. I've been talking about it. I've got, I'm trying to work my own angle. I just left that job here about 3 weeks ago to go work in digital over at a newspaper because they're moving forward with that digital push. So I'm looking to do, again, I want to work in that space. I'm about that space. It is here. It is going to stay. It is going to get a lot bigger, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to talk too about the prize pool, because it's a total prize pool of $500,000, which split up between the two games is $250,000 each. Mm-hmm. Now, in comparison, the Capcom has Capcom Cup, which that's when Street Fighter is hosted. It's the big tournament of the year. All the top players go and compete, and the number one person, or like the winner of Capcom Cup, gets $250K. But all tournaments prior to that, nothing even comes close to those numbers, at least that I'm aware of. And so to see that a tournament like this, where the prize pool is $250,000, and it's usually split where at least first place gets 50%, if not more. So I mean, we're talking people are going to be going home with six figures easily.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. I wish I could get good. There's no way. Like, I know these people dedicate so much time, and this is another reason why I can see it being categorized as a sport, as it being, it getting recognized, because you legitimately have to work it every single day, and they are working it hours on hours on hours on end, honing their skills, getting better at these games. So, man, like it's so much fun to watch and see people compete on that level. You know what I mean? It's like I have fun. But these guys, these are some high mechanics, some high level thinking right there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's so much dedication that goes into like being a professional player of any kind, like esports, traditional sports, like whatever it may be. Like the amount of work that play. And the thing is, like, a lot of people are just like, oh, they're just pressing buttons. But I can look at you and just be like, dude, you're just swinging a bat.
Right.
Baseball's boring.
Right.
But like hopefully people kind of recognize esports as, it's most people already do. Let me tell you a story. Like when I was trying to first get into esports, it was with League of Legends, which is it's a PC MOBA that blew up like 5 or 6 years ago, and at its peak was when I was trying to really jump in as either a competitive player or as an analyst. And my mom obviously did not know anything about that. She was like, competitive video games. She's very old school Asian lady and kind of old school American too. So she's like, competitive video games like that will never pick up. That's never a thing. That's not stable. That's not a job. And then one year I showed her the World Championships, and she like. What happened? She sat there and watched it with me, which I was really, really happy that she did that, the support that she was giving me. And like the play that was happening on screen, like the crowd was just losing their minds. Everyone was cheering like crazy. And my mom was like, oh my God, this is all that came out of her mouth. She said, oh my God. And then the camera panned out to the stadium to show how many people were in the stadium. And my mom was like, oh my God, it was so sick. And that moment I was just like, she's getting it.
Yeah.
She understands. So now when I tell my mom, like, oh, I work, for Fighting Game Community, and I kind of like do esports production and stuff like that, she's just like, oh, okay. And she'll actually ask like what I did and what game I'm working on. And she's like, it was so funny when I like went to do commentary for the first time, and I came home. My mom was in town, and she was just like, "Hey, what game did you do?" And I was like, "I did Street Fighter." And she was like, "Of course you did. Can I see?" And it was so sweet. So my mom was definitely a lot more supportive of it because she's been exposed to it more. She's been conditioned to it, and I hope that a lot of, not necessarily like boomers, but a lot of parents and a lot of older people are going to start recognizing that this is definitely a big industry. Like you said, we're Ninja, making millions and streaming in front of like hundreds of thousands of people and definitely getting public eye. Hopefully that kind of trickles down into the rest of the esports industry and into the gaming industry, where people understand like there's a lot of money in this. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of success in this. And hopefully my daughter playing Minecraft is going to be one of the best Minecraft players of all time. And she starts making millions on stream. Smitty, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Someday. It may not be you, but hopefully your kid.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It may not be me, but we'll sow the seed.
And I would absolutely be on board. My parents are the same way. They were super supportive. Half the equipment in here they have purchased for me, like at Christmas and stuff like that, because they saw that, I was doing something. I had put the dedication into it. I said it was something that I was serious about, because I had been on Twitch for like a good 4 or 5 years, but like, I'd pop on here or there, going directly from my thing. That's when I got stung by the scorpion, by the way, was one of those streams. Yeah, no, it was terrible. I'll say that for another time.
What the?
But yeah, so, I've been doing it for a while, but then like here a couple years ago, it was 2017 towards the end of it. I think my 2 years is here like this month or next month. I was like, all right, let me go in, let me learn about this, let me do this. It just, everybody around me have been super supportive of it. I started seeing it, there's been great growth, and I've met a ton of people. I'm doing things I never thought that I would be doing. It has helped me. I largely think that it had helped me secure the job that I got now, just because I was already doing the things. I had built the equipment out, like this and that. So it's been nothing but positive. And I'd still, I'll jab at my parents sometimes and just be like, you used to say that video games won't get me anywhere. Look at me now. It's awesome. I get to play video games, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't ask for anything more. Not only that, but then my other passion of, acting and broadcast production and stuff like that. Like, it's all encompassed into this, and it's like, I could do anything I want to, off this platform. Let's see how far we can go, because it's all about pushing the limits of who you are and what you can accomplish. There's been so many times that I've surprised myself at what I can do, and it's such a great feeling. You know what I mean? You always want to push and keep moving forward and try to accomplish more and more and all this. So it's been fantastic, dude. I'm sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there.
Oh, we're getting so wholesome right now. The career, it's possible, kids. Like, you guys can believe.
Yeah.
Look at Smitty, he's doing it. You know,
we're all doing it, son.
No, man. Huge congratulations to you for like a huge amount of growth in such a short amount of time, Smitty.
No,
Damn.
thank you, man. Thank you. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a hell of a ride. And speaking of like changes and stuff like that too, that kind of segues into my topic here. I wanted to talk a little bit about so, being out here in Las Vegas, I'm always like checking out, seeing what kind of local gaming news is going on. I saw this article come up the other day, but Twitch has actually partnered with the Raiders, and they reveal that they're doing a Twitch lounge in Allegiant Stadium. This to me,
how cool!
Yeah, this to me is huge news, and it's kind of piggybacking too off of what you're talking about as far as with the exposure and how much bigger it's getting. I mean,
oh yeah,
you're telling me Twitch now is partnering with the NFL. Dude, they are doing things. This platform is there.
Yeah.
Let me read just a little bit here from the article. Twitch has partnered with the now Oakland Raiders ahead of the NFL team's move to Las Vegas next season, which they play the Bears next year. I plan on going to that game.
Nice.
As part of the move, the Raiders will play in Allegiant Stadium nearby Paradise, Nevada. The stadium, which is expected to be completed before the 2020 season, will include a Twitch-branded lounge. The lounge will have streaming stations, viewing screens, esports tournaments, and future Twitch events. TwitchCon Las Vegas. According to a Twitch press release, the streaming platform did not elaborate on what type of events it would host in the lounge. However, the Raiders, who have played in Oakland, California since '95, announced its plan to relocate for the third time in team history in March 2017. It's blah, 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 blah. This move is just the latest in traditional sports, embracing gaming and esports. Los Angeles Rams owner Stan Kroenke has invested in the Overwatch League and the upcoming franchise Call of Duty League. We talked about that here a few episodes ago about 100 Thieves not getting in, and it's just these people, these team owners and stuff like that are getting into it. Again, you gotta look at the money, man. If they are putting the money in, then they see something that other people, and they just got the money. I'd love to throw the money at it.
Wait, 100 Thieves didn't get into the Call of Duty League?
Dude, they backed out. It was a $25 million investment.
But they're owned by the Cavaliers.
Who? Really?
100 Thieves is owned by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they did it. They did it by a spot.
They backed out, dude.
There's so many layers at play there. But regardless, like, I'm sure with Twitch's partnership, like, this is what I want to see. I want to see like esports being more synonymous with regular sports, like them working in harmony and them like coming together and recognizing each other and in tandem with each other. So like with, who knows, we're probably going to see. I remember I was watching Super Bowl one year and I was seeing ads for like CSGO and Dota. It was so sick. And like, I want to see more stuff like that, where it's like, it's not just at the Super Bowl, it's at like a regular game. I want to see more stuff where they're working in tandem together, because like I said, a lot of people are understanding there's a lot of money in this, and with the esports lounge is probably going to host a lot of games that make money. They're probably going to host a lot of events that bring in a lot of people and put a lot of eyes on it. With the amount of money that they're getting partnering with the Raiders, they're definitely going to get a lot of boosts in production quality. So hopefully that kind of gets everybody's eyes on it. But
I mean, I think what's funny is the brain is a muscle too. That you have muscles on your hand. You work your muscles doing esports and things like that.
It is different. Like I'm glad that it is getting to that point, but I don't know if people are going to start calling esports like, oh, it's sports now, because they are different. They are very, very different. The athletic ability is like, it's still deep, and it's still very complex, and there's still like superhuman level thinking and ability. But, them mostly just working in tandem with each other as opposed to becoming one entity in one industry, I think that is a lot more beneficial and realistic, because I don't know. What do you think?
I totally agree. Again, these are the people that have been doing it with the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, this and that. They know, they've been doing this stuff. They know the right people. They are trying to build out that infrastructure now for esports to run that way. But again,
Yeah.
we gotta see. We're still in that transitional period. People are still trying to get on board with it. But if you got people that are throwing, and I like for me, like I understand that is tough. 25 mil for that kind of investment is not proven. Although you've seen some success out of Overwatch League, it still hasn't.
yeah.
Trying to do a COD league now. It's you don't know how it's going to turn out. So that would be, it's a little harder, I think, and again, I could be wrong because they do have a lot of money, and it's no doubt that they don't have that kind of money. It might be more about, I don't know that we're willing to invest right now at that price. I mean, again, the consequence of that is if you're looking to do it later, it's going to cost you, so,
Yeah.
they probably looked at that risk and reward and just said, we'll hold off for right now and see what happens. But this has got me really excited about Twitch partnering with that. Again, I'm trying to see a way, if I can figure out a way to work my way up in that, you know what I mean? If I can meet some people.
It's in your neck of the woods.
I know, son. I know. Trust me. I'm going to try to work the angles. I'm going to try to work my resources and whatnot. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah, dude. I was like, I was like, absolutely, man. That is going to be dope. There are so many that are out here and that are popping up. Like, I want to go visit them. I want to make contacts and meet people out there. You know what I mean? Maybe go do a podcast or something like that from out there. I think that would be dope. I definitely, you know what I mean? I'm definitely looking to see where I can work some of these local angles, and I very much believe that we are on the ground floor of this movement, of this change and this shift of what people, what kind of media people are intaking and stuff that we can do as content creators. The accessibility that we have. I mean, we're putting on a 3-person podcast right now, both on audio and video. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the last couple of years, especially with this significant event, it's a really, really good time for the growth of esports, for laying the foundation of esports.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. Go
I was
ahead,
gonna say, I think it's interesting because, esports was very much a niche group, and for the first time we're really seeing it branch out, and I think we're in a really interesting state or transitional period watching esports grow and suddenly be in the limelight for a lot of different in a lot of different aspects, in regular sports, obviously in the Olympics, in TV. And quite a while back, I think it was actually the first time I was brought on the podcast, I talked even about Ninja being in Times Magazine. We're seeing esports getting turned towards the public eye in a lot of good ways. So it's interesting living in a period of transition for esports, and it is very exciting and very encouraging, and it's fun, and I'm super stoked to see the growth of esports, and I'm super stoked to see the just to see the recognition that I feel like esports kind of deserves, because they haven't really had for a long time. So especially too, because I think there's a rise in competitive gaming that we haven't seen before. With Fortnite, with Overwatch, with fighting games, with Dota, and with what is it, League of Legends, and so many other games where I feel like we're really seeing a rise in competitive gaming, which I think definitely helps as well.
Yeah, and it does really help that we're getting, or the esports is getting proper exposure, because we've had these games have had large prize pools for a very long time. Like the international has had multi-million-dollar prize pool for years now, and I think that with Twitch partnering with something as big as Oakland Raiders and getting that bridge into your modern TV outlets and into your regular sports and your regular outreach, it's going to really put the scope of esports on the map, because people are going to understand Ninja makes a lot of money, Dota makes a lot of money, CS:GO makes a lot of money, Call of Duty, everybody knows what Call of Duty is. And $25 million buy-in spot, which I'm still blown away that 100 Thieves didn't buy in. That's crazy. But, it's just going to be constant growth. And I think that we're hitting a spurt right now, which is very, very needed. And I'm glad that we're doing that. Hopefully the FGC follows, you know what I'm saying? A little bias right there. I hope that the fighting game community kind of follows in its footsteps, dude.
I can't see it not doing that, dude. It makes sense for it to do it. The scene is there. The people are there that are watching it. I can't see it not all getting kind of combined and worked out and stuff. They're figuring the stuff out. So I think that's gonna do it for us for episode 21. Again, Juggernipps, thank you so much for coming and joining us, man. Amazing conversations.
Thank you. Absolutely glad to be here. It was great talking with you guys.
Absolutely. And Flexiss, as always, thank you so much, my friend.
Of course. I love being here.
Yes. So, guys, check us out. New episode right now. You are listening to it, hopefully. Apple, Google Radio or Stitcher Radio, Podbean, all that good stuff. Thank you guys again so much for joining us. Hope you have a great gaming week.